Welcome back to my channel. Two athletes, same sport, same era, same media spotlight, yet the paths they've carved couldn't be more different. On one side, Caitlyn Clark, a force rewriting the very rules of commercial power. On the other, Angel Reese, slowly fading into silence despite her undeniable talent. This isn't just about points, rebounds, or highlight reels. This is about influence, marketability, the kind of power that turns a player into a cultural phenomenon. Clark just inked a staggering $50 million deal with Gatorade, launched her own signature flavor, and in the process, literally crashed a website. Fans didn't just notice the crash, they celebrated it. Error pages became social media collectibles, digital proof that something historic was happening. Her signature Wilson line now sits in the hallowed halls of sports history alongside only one other athlete, Michael Jordan. Think about that. Michael Jordan. Only one other athlete. And now Caitlyn Clark. Clark's focus is clear, deliberate. First thing I'm looking for is the young kids, she said. Young girls, young boys. They're the ones I want to sign for more than anything. It's not just branding. It's generational influence, planting the seeds for a legacy that will extend far beyond her career. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, for all her skill on the court, finds her sponsorships dwindling. Shoes end up in bargain bins. Brands hesitate. Marketing campaigns quietly vanish. It's a stark reminder that athletic excellence alone no longer guarantees influence. In today's world, it's the market that decides who matters, and the numbers don't lie. And the numbers tell a story far beyond basketball, far beyond flashy headlines. It's a story about what real power and influence look like in sports today. It's about crossover appeal, transcending the game itself, shaping culture, and setting new standards for what an athlete can achieve commercially. Caitlyn Clark didn't just make a deal. She made history. Her Rainberry launch wasn't a product drop. It was a cultural event. In decades of Gatorade athlete endorsements, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Serena Williams, never has a launch overwhelmed servers. Never has a product created a frenzy that spanned the sports world and spilled into mainstream culture. And yet, Clark did it. Before most people could even click through the site, it had already crashed. Screenshots of error messages flooded social media like prized memorabilia. It wasn't just WNBA fans paying attention. It was everyone. This was a moment that proved Clark's influence extends beyond sport. She doesn't need hype to make history. She doesn't need the media to manufacture frenzy. She creates it. And now think about what Gatorade actually committed to. To entrust a young athlete with this kind of power is unprecedented. They weren't just endorsing a player, they were betting on the future of sports culture itself. Clark's success with Rainberry is a case study, a blueprint for what genuine commercial crossover looks like when raw talent meets cultural relevance. This isn't just basketball. This isn't just marketing. This is history in motion. Caitlyn Clark has redefined what it means to own your influence, to translate on-court dominance into off-court legacy. And while some fade quietly, she's rewriting the rules for an entire generation. Welcome to the new era of sports power. They didn't just slap Caitlyn Clark's name on an existing product. They didn't hand her a co-branded campaign. They didn't roll out a limited edition seasonal colorway and call it a day. No, what Gatorade did was something entirely different. They revived a flavor Caitlyn loved as a kid, and then built everything around her, the color, the packaging, the identity, the story. This wasn't just a product. It was her product, from the first design sketch to the moment it hit shelves. And this wasn't temporary. This was permanent. It sits in stores across the country, stocked, reordered, and measured not by hype or clicks, but by real consumer demand. A product either has legs or it doesn't. And with Caitlyn Clark's flavor, the answer came within minutes of launch. Sure, the $50 million headline grabs attention. But the structure of the deal, that's the real story. Gatorade has an established roster of world-class athletes. They didn't need to make this move. They had options, plenty of them. But after analyzing their entire lineup, the decision was clear. Caitlyn Clark earned a signature flavor. Not because of Instagram likes, not because of a social media trend, but because the data said so. It's the kind of precision that only a company like Gatorade can pull off. Retail tracking, audience analysis, nationwide data from thousands of outlets. And what that data revealed was remarkable. The demand for Caitlyn Clark wasn't coming from the usual sports fans. People who had never watched the WNBA, never owned a Clark jersey, never even followed her on social media, were buying that bottle at checkout. That is crossover appeal in its purest, most measurable form, and it's the holy grail every major brand chases but almost no athlete delivers. Clark didn't just deliver. She dominated. The launch crashed a Fortune 500 company's servers. A $50 million deal. A signature flavor. A product that disappeared before the initial surge even peaked. This wasn't a fleeting moment. This wasn't hype. This was a market verdict. From rookie to global influence, Caitlyn Clark had arrived. The Gatorade deal is just the latest chapter, but to truly understand Clark's commercial trajectory, you need the full picture. Because individually, each deal is impressive, but collectively, they reveal a force reshaping the rules of sports, culture, and influence.